Right, the last thing that we want to do is to get all this information into a report so we can build up a report around it. So I would suggest that you make a Google Doc, and you can call it Simple Harmonic Mass Spring System. That's the title. Maybe we'll change that to a title. And then we'll change to heading 1. And we will, the first thing that we need is the raw data. You're gonna staple the task sheet to the front of this, so you don't need to rewrite the method and all of that stuff. Okay, so the raw data for this was all of this stuff. And we'll paste that in there. And then we'll just make it look a bit nicer. We can just highlight this top row, maybe make it bold, make the font white, make the background black. What else can we do? Maybe center everything. Okay, we should really have units for these ones as well, because they were measured in seconds. Okay, so there's our raw data. Then we'll do a graph of the raw data. Okay, we want that to be a heading 1. To change headings, you can just press Control Alt and the number of the heading that you want. That's heading 1. Control Alt 1. Okay, and then we want to go back to the program that had our graph. So we have two graphs. We have one that's our straightened graph with the 3 lines. We have one that's the raw data. So this is going to be our raw data graph. And we'll just paste that in. So all I did was Control C and Control V to paste that in. Okay, and this was the graph that told us what kind of relationship it was, so we should probably make a note of that. So this graph suggests that the relationship between the period and the mass is a square root relationship. Therefore, I will take the square root of the mass to obtain a straight line graph to analyze. Okay, and then I'll go to a new page, Control Enter, and Control Alt 1 for a heading 1, and this will be the transformed data. Alright, now I think I'll just take the whole thing, copy that, and paste that in here. We don't really need the raw data again. Maybe I'll just bold the important stuff. I will leave the raw data in. I'll just bold the stuff that I'm actually graphing. Well, I'm not graphing that. So this is the new stuff. And once again, I'll just fix up all the formatting. So I'll have a white font on a black background at the top, and maybe center everything. Alright, so that's the transformed data. And then we want some sample calculations. So sample calculations, and you want to have a calculation for the every calculation that you did basically. Square root of mass, uncertainty in time, uncertainty in square root of mass. Alright, time we can do earlier. Uncertainty in the square root of mass. We want, those are the new calculations, right? What we should really do here is include a bit that says how we estimated uncertainties. And we want to have one for the mass and one for the average time period. So for the mass, you just want to say that it said 20 grams on the mass, which means that it must be within It can't be 21 and it can't be 19, basically. It must be accurate to the second significant figure. Okay, now I need to just get rid of that page break. There we go. Alright, so you want to include a sample calculation there. To insert equations neatly, you can use this equation editor. I'll let you have a play around with that. We then want a graph of transformed data. That's a new section, so we'll do Control Alt 2. So we have heading 2 for all new sections. No, sorry, heading 1 we want really. And then we go back to our graph. And now we want this one that took so much work. And paste it in. Okay. So that's our graph.